If you're looking to relocate to the Czech Republic on a family reunification visa, then this channel might just be for you. Hello, my name is Evelyn and welcome to my YouTube channel. So if this is your first time stopping by, I would like to say thank you and please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button and to give this video a thumbs up at the end. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for stopping by as well. You're welcome. So today I'm going to be talking about the effective ways to easily acquire a family reunification visa from the Czech Embassy, specifically in Abuja, Nigeria. Now, I'm making this video because I have been through the same process, specifically at the Nigerian Embassy because I am Nigerian. And honestly, I think that if I had the information that I have now, as at when I was going through my visa application process, I honestly would have not gone through so many trials and errors. I would have escaped the issues and challenges. But during my own time, I didn't have valuable information as this. Hence the reason why I'm making these videos and putting this information on YouTube, just so anyone who is going through the visa application process or anyone who is out there looking for information, just so their spouse can go through the process, might get in contact with this video and find valuable tips that will save them a lot of time, energy, and headache. It will also save you money, in fact. So without further ado, let's head on to the topic for today. So for context, I recently moved to the Czech Republic to join my husband, who has been working and living here for approximately 2 years now. So I have been in the Czech Republic for let's say 4 years now, and I decided to start this YouTube channel just so I can talk about my experience, because like I said, my process wasn't an easy one. It was filled with so many issues and challenges, but thank God I'm here now. So number one way to effectively and easily acquire a visa, especially for a family reunification, is to connect with people on different platforms. That is, you can join either any small or large groups that you can find on WhatsApp, Telegram, or even Facebook. Now, joining these groups would equip you with so much valuable information, because in these groups there are so many people that have been through the process and there are people who are equally going through the process. So you can either find a partner who is going through the process that you guys can hold hands together, lock brains and ideas together, and decide on how to go through the process, just so you don't end up making any mistakes or errors that would cost you a lot of money. Because honestly, I did waste a lot of money when I was going through my own process. It wasn't even funny. I'm not even talking about insignificant amounts of money. I think the amount of money that I spent is enough for me to sponsor another person to come to the Czech Republic. I'm not even over exaggerating. I spent a lot of money, but like I said, I'm here now, so thank God. So the major reason why I'm saying this is because during my own time, I did not join a group at the beginning, but my husband ended up finding a WhatsApp group, and I was able to become a part of them. Now, this WhatsApp group was majorly for people who were coming to the Czech Republic to school, and most people who you would find applying to the Czech Embassy are people who are coming here to school. So the percentage of people who are coming on family reunification visa or even work visa are not so many like that. So most people you would find on other social media platforms are people who are coming for school. But there is no point saying that you would not want to be a part of that group. Regardless, join that group. During my own time, I was the only member in that group because I never heard anybody say they were there for family reunification visa. I was the only member in that group who was for my own type of visa, and because like I said, people for family reunification visa are very, very scarce. But I was there to get valuable information. I was there to draw morale for certain people who had gone through the same process, and being in that group honestly did help me, because you would see questions that you would anticipate during your own interview. When I was in that group, I ended up seeing questions that they were asking other people who were going for school, although the questions were not the same, but it gave me the idea that these Czech people are not playing. They're very serious. Whatever little mistakes you do is going to cost you your visa. So I have to be very meticulous, I have to be very careful, and I have to be very prepared, and I equally have to do other research to get information that they would ask other people who are coming for family reunification visa. And I feel like this really did help me. And they have admins and other people who have gone through the process that you can easily just text to get information about the family reunification visa as well, even though their own visa process was different, but they have slight similarities. The interview dates are the same. Some informations that they would put on the website that you might not even see might be the same. So just be there for updates, valuable information, or changes in the visa process. It will help you a long way. And there was a disadvantage that I did face being on that group, was coming in contact with people who have been applying for a very long time and were not getting interviewed. They don't even talk about visa. So there were so many people who went through the process, they got denied, and there were so many people who went through the process, applied, and did not even get interview dates. I met people who had been applying every month for the past 1 year. So people have even been applying for over 1 year, and having to hear those information from those people were really scary. It really did give me anxiety, and at the point I made a decision to just archive the group. But then when I need any information, I would just go to the group, I would just go to the search bar and then search for questions or any relevant information that I need. Or if I don't want to go through that process, I can just message any of the admin and just get my information from them, like that. So but there are other advantages that I honestly think is worth being on the group. Like for instance, if you were to send a document to the Czech Republic and there's no one from Czech bringing the documents to you in Nigeria, and you have to use like a logistics agency, there are other people on the group who might be the process of sending these documents to Czech, and you people can come together and send documents, which will make the process much more cheaper for you. And I can remember during my own time, I wasn't sending documents because my husband had plans to come visit me in Nigeria. So the plan was for him to bring my documents that were translated in the Czech Republic to me in Nigeria so I can go for my interview. And a couple of persons messaged me because they were looking for others who they would like split cost with to make the sending of the documents in Nigeria cheaper. And I told them that, oh, my husband was bringing it for me, and my husband ended up bringing the documents to Nigeria for them. So imagine if they were not part of the group. By being part of the group, they were able to save themselves a lot of money, because to send documents to Czech Republic and back is not child's play. Like, it is very expensive. So number 2 is asking informations. Now this boils down to you being on the group. When you're on the group, you can ask informations, like valuable information relating to the visa. Just don't join the group and just sit down there and be looking at everybody's face. If you're an introvert, when it comes to applying for a visa, considering how much you spent or how much it is demanded for you to spend in acquiring that visa, you cannot just take the chance of just being quiet in groups and not ask information. Go as far as asking even the most insignificant information, because the information that you're thinking is insignificant might be very significant at the end of the day. Because for a fact, all the information that you might need, it might not even be posted on the Czech Embassy website. They will post majority of the information, but there are other things that they would need from you that you wouldn't even know until you go for an interview at the Czech Embassy. During my own time, I went through the website, I got all my documents. As at this time, I was not even a part of this group. I went through all the website requirements, I got all my document ready, and then when I went to the embassy, they were asking me for proof of relationship, and I was like, I had no idea I was supposed to bring this. Now, if I was on the group, or if I was in another group, or I had gone to a couple of persons to ask them about this information, I definitely would have known, and it would have made my visa application process much more easier, because the repercussion for this was that I was called for a second interview, and because I did not provide a proof of a relationship during my first interview, people probably felt that my reason for going to the Czech Republic was not genuine. They probably thought that my marriage to my husband was probably staged, and they had to call me for a second interview to clear their doubts. And the thing about this is that I ended up spending a lot of money to travel from Lagos to Abuja. I spent so much money on flights, accommodation, and all that. And you know that living in Nigeria now, it's not child's play. Like, prices of things in Nigeria are on the high side, so it did cost me a lot of money. So these are questions that I think are worth asking. Number 1, ask about documents, like relevant documents that you should go along with. Like for me, there were other documents like proof of relationship that they didn't list on the website, and also the certificates for my wife's wedding. Now this was not listed on the website, but I was asked, and thank God I went with it, because I had no idea they were going to need it. But something just told me, take the document along, and when I took it there, they asked for it, they made a copy, and they gave me back the original, and they filed the copy of that document alongside my other document. Because in my case, my court wedding certificate was not enough. They needed proof that I had done a white wedding with my husband. Why, I don't know, but like I said, they did ask for it. Another question that I think is worth asking are questions that you would expect during this interview. If you are confused as to the questions to expect when going for a family reunification visa, you might want to check my other videos. I did talk about the questions to expect during your interview, and for me, they asked me over 30 questions. And these questions are what will determine whether or not you'll be getting a visa. So please go watch that video if you haven't, especially if you have plans to apply for a family reunification visa sooner or later. Question that I think is worth asking, especially when conversing with people who have been through the process or people who are going through the same process as you is how to navigate tricky questions. Now for this, you most likely would have to ask people who have been through the process, because knowing the questions to expect at a family reunification visa interview at the Czech Embassy is not enough. You honestly need to know how to navigate tricky questions, because these people would want to catch you in a lie. There are certain questions that they would ask you, and even the slightest mistake in answering that question could just result in your visa being rejected. So please ask people how to navigate tricky questions. And I haven't made a video about this, but when talking about the questions to expect at the Czech Embassy, I did touch on a couple of questions that I felt were tricky and how you can answer them. But please try to ask people. If you can even go through other questions and then you can get people and tell them, okay, these are the questions I was able to find online during your own time. How did you answer this question? What were the answers that you did give during your interview? Because there are a couple of answers that you will give and they'll just be like, nah, this person obviously has no plans of coming back to Nigeria, and you might just end up your visa being denied. And I know for a fact there are so many people who have been denied. I've heard of people who have been applying for the past 2 years for a family reunification visa and they have not gotten. And the crazy thing is that family reunification visa is not even that hard. If you just know the process, trust me, you are good to go. It is not hard. For me, I think it is very easy. So yeah. Another way to easily get a Czech visa for a family reunification easily is to be very meticulous, like be very careful with everything that you do. During my own time, I did not go with the original copy of my medical report. And the crazy thing about this visa application process, just like I said in my previous videos, if you go there and you don't have any documents, they will tell you to leave. Like, is that crazy? Even if you go with your car and that document is in your car and you go there without the documents, they most likely will tell you to leave. Once you find out that you don't have a document, they won't even give you a second chance. People are very strict. So you have to be very careful and very meticulous in gathering your documents, in answering questions. Like in the whole entire process, please be meticulous. Any document that you think that they might need, go with it, because you'll be surprised when they would ask you. So it's better when you have those documents and you're like, okay, fine, I have it, I can go bring it, especially when you're being interviewed, than for you to just come up and say, I don't have it. So yeah, please be very meticulous, because I believe that if you are, you most likely would avoid too many issues and errors during your own process. In order to be meticulous, I would advise that number one, you verify all your documents. Number two, verify your translated documents and every other document, and you make sure you go with copies. Like, make sure you go with copies of your document. It is very important. So the last way that I think that you can effectively and easily acquire a family reunification visa at the Czech Embassy in Abuja, Nigeria, is to be very confident. See, when you go for your interview and you're very confident, trust me, those people have absolutely no reason to not issue you a visa. During my first interview, I was very shy. I was not relaxed. I was not confident. But during my second interview, I went through so many videos on YouTube about immigration officers. I saw how they talked and how they advise people to answer questions. And I told my husband to ask his colleagues. And in as much as I had little anxiety, when I went for my second interview, I had to suppress it. Like, I really had to suppress it. At the end of the day, when I even finished answering my questions, I was very confident that I was going to get the visa, and I felt much more at ease. And even with the way I did communicate and converse with the interviewer, I could just tell that, yeah, my visa was going to be out, because he hinted on it a little bit. So just be confident. Answer your questions confidently. Don't be shy. As they're asking you the questions, don't think too much. Make sure you answer them. And this all boils down to you preparing. So when you go there, make sure you dress properly. Although when it comes to this visa application, your dressing doesn't really matter, because I personally believe that the white people don't really care about dressing. It's when it comes to Nigerians that they care about dressing. But that does not mean that you should go there and wear something looking like a homeless person, because I feel like how you dress is how you be addressed. How you present yourself will definitely determine the level of respect that you get back in return. So dressing doesn't really matter, but the only thing I can say is be confident. When answering questions, do not stutter. Like, make sure you answer your questions clearly and precisely, and be very detailed when giving out your answers. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you did find this video helpful. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comments and I would happily respond. And also, if you did find this video helpful, please give it a like, and if you are yet to subscribe, please subscribe. Finally, if you know someone that is probably going to find this video helpful, please don't hesitate to share with them. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in my next one. Do have a lovely day and bye.